Reserve time.
I believe this is the right one, isn't it?
Radiant team ban.
Yeah. Yep, this is the final. This is Tengen Gaming versus Princess Gaming. And we're going to be moving into the captain's mode right now. Okay, so let's take a look at these picks. On Tengen Gaming, we have first pick Doom. Great first pick. We normally see this coming out on pro games quite a bit. Shadow Shaman followed up by the Shaman. So getting that early push ability. He wants to place the Serpent Wards as soon as he can coordinate with another pusher. And yeah, looking to take really early towers. Or Roche, or a fast Roche. Looks like the bans so far are Razor, Faceless Void. They don't want to. They don't want to play around with that Faceless Void. Razor and Wraith King. They don't want that stun. They don't want that tankiness and that reincarnation. Brewmaster, another very tanky hero, wanting to take him out of play. Princess Gaming, first ban is Lycan, probably the most popular ban right now. First ban. And Death Prophet is second.
10 seconds remaining.
They don't want to deal against the Death Prophet that Tengen Gaming is so good at executing, as we saw in the last game. Tinker, they don't want to face him mid either.
Reserve
And we'll see what kind of picks they have in mind against the Tinker. Possibly going to be a Viper mid. Yeah, we might see the Viper come mid. And Earthshaker banning as well, not wanting to deal with that fissure during team fights in the Blink Echo Slam. Okay, so so far the Radiant has picked the Viper, and the Viper's good at countering Doom because he really just has to worry about. I mean, Viper Strike. Even if he doesn't get his Viper Strike off, his corrosive skin is going to return all that damage to Doom, and if he scales with a Mac early on, he's going to have that HP regen. It's going to end up doing quite a bit of damage to Doom as well. So his damage is not dependent on needing to do Viper Strike, and he's just going to be able to continue doing massive amounts of damage with his right click, not even having that available. Skywrath Mage, great during team fights. Great. Okay, and the Invoker pick for Tengen Gaming, probably going to be mid against the Viper. We'll see what his strategy is there for going against Viper. I don't play very much Invoker, and I can't. Yeah, I'm not. We're gonna have to come out and see what the focus is going to be for this Invoker. Skywrath Mage and Witch Doctor with the Death Ward. Now they pick up the Witch Doctor. Interesting. Tengen Gaming had a very good game last game with the
5 seconds remaining.
With the Witch Doctor, and he was able to land very effectively the Death Wards. So it's an interesting pickup. We'll have to see how they do with the with that in team fights. Definitely a lot of burst damage now with the combination of the Witch Doctor and the Skywrath Mage. They're going to really be relying on the element of surprise and the paralyzing cask opening up, so they can continue to just lock in place. So Viper, very good with the slow. Viper's going to work very synergistically with this Skywrath Mage, allowing him to Mystic Flare and him not move. Now, I don't think Witch Doctor would necessarily do Paralyzing Cask to open up for the Skywrath Mage. The Viper does a good enough job. Of course, a Mystic Flare only lasts 2 seconds, and that slow should be a good enough amount of time to lock down that Mystic Flare. Invoker is going to be very scary late game. It's interesting they have a Shadow Shaman, but the Invoker probably, yeah, we're probably going to be seeing a Quas Exort. Quas Wex, not so much seen anymore. Invoker has got the debuff lately with Cold Snap, and not very effective early game. He's definitely a late game late game guy right now, and it's just interesting that they would mix it with Shaman. We'll have to see, yeah, how that works synergistically.
Remaining.
And the Mirana pickup, okay. So that's going to help them get into position. It's going to help the Witch Doctor and Skywrath Mage to get into position and do the burst damage very quickly. As well, Viper. They can just lock into the exact position they're looking for and start dealing their damage within a very short amount of time. That's going to be scary. Okay, Jakiro and Macropyre. Interesting. Witch Doctor requires to be in one place at... yeah, he needs to be in one place for the Macropyre to be effective. Macropyre, yeah, lays down a flame, but over time does the most damage. So if you can lock a bunch of people in place and there's a bunch of ultis going off, Macropyre is maximized in those situations. So they're really going to need an opportunity to hold people in position. And yeah, we're going to see how that works there. Shadow Shaman, I guess, he could trap somebody in his wards. Invoker could Ice Wall. Invoker could Cold Snap. But I'm expecting some kind of team fight lockdown. Perhaps a Tidehunter? Yeah, we'll have to see here. Not exactly sure. See, it would have actually worked well with the Chronosphere. But, maybe even a Black Hole. A Black Hole could work very well with that Macropyre. I wonder if they're going to be going with an Enigma pick.
Reserve time.
And they do ban out the Morphling. Okay, and the Tidehunter is banned.
Team pick.
They do decide to ban the Tidehunter instead of pick it. Okay. Yeah, the Tidehunter would have worked really good for Princess, actually, thinking about it. Because just the sheer amount of burst, if Tidehunter would have opened up from either being in Moonlight Shadow or blinking in. Okay, and the Shadow Fiend. Interesting pick. All right, against Meepo. So Meepo is going to want a net while Jakiro lays his Macropyre down. And, very interesting. We're going to have to see how this goes. Okay, so on the Doom, it's going to be Maydog, MM. On the Shadow Shaman, we have 2 Nurla, Tang. The Invoker is going to be playing Squee, and Ryan Noob is going to be Jakiro. Last but not least, Lucas is going to be taking the Meepo. And that's Dire side. Let's take a quick look at... Let's take a quick look now at our Radiant side. And Radiant side, on the Witch Doctor, we have Best Morgana to Ever Live, Vodka Gaming. Qwert on the Viper. We have Zeb on the Skywrath Mage. And Taku on the Mirana. And Standen on the Shadow Fiend. Gonna be going mid. And gonna be midding against a Meepo. Okay. And is there going to be an early arrow attempt from Taku? We'll see here. Hasn't quite leveled up his abilities yet, deciding what the best decision is. Going to scout it out and wait. And the Dire has warded.
30 seconds to battle.
Has warded mid and the top part of the river, or the top room. Witch Doctor looking for an opportunity to paralyzing Cask. And of course, the Skywrath Mage and Mirana still haven't decided what the best situation here is for response. They just go with the ward and likely will be backing off. Still haven't skilled and likely are going to lose their early gain opportunity for an arrow or a gank. So they are instead, it looks like, going to go for the creep wave and make sure that they get experience. Meanwhile, on the Dire team, we have Tango, Shadow Shaman, going off lane with Invoker and Jakiro. Okay, interesting. Is that the actual lane? And Doom is going top. Okay, let's take a look at last hits, see how we're all doing. Meepo is got the first last hit. And Shadow Demon's going to want to stock up on as many souls as possible. Meepo already poofing. Trying to get as many hits as possible. And Jakiro possibly looking to open up with... no, he doesn't. He opens up with Liquid Fire. Okay, so this is going to be an aggressive lane. And they're going to try and take this tower as soon as possible with the Shadow Shaman. He does have the Shackles. And Exhort on Invoker. Okay, so yeah, they definitely want to push this. Interesting. Shadow Shaman now looking towards mid for a gank. And Meepo does have enough mana for a net and a poof. And just going to wait a little bit longer, wait until the situation is perfect. And we'll try and engage on the Shadow Fiend at that time. Doom is trying to bring the creep waves to himself. And oh, he actually might get out of position here. Yep, the Arcane Bolt fires, and one more last hit is able to finish the Doom off for first blood. Skywrath Mage ahead. And Witch Doctor holding onto a Smoke of Deceit. Okay, response now. Doom TP's back in. Mirana has her arrow, and he just decides, okay, he's going to back off. No, he goes back into lane. Interesting. Witch Doctor, Skywrath Mage still there. We'll see if they go for an engagement. Already doing a little bit of tower damage in bottom. Jakiro now, yeah, is he going to be meeting mid? No. Shackles now approaching mid. And really wants to gain this, gank this mid hero. Radiant now are able to Arcane Bolt, and are we going to see the net? The poof, and nope, not able to get it. Tried to get the Meepo, wasn't successful. Meepo now going back to heal, and probably going to be getting his Tranquils as soon as he can. Falling a little bit behind in last hits now. Nine last hits in comparison to Shadow Fiend's 12. Shadow Fiend now has his bottle. Now the engagement in the Dire side. Looks like Meepo is going to tank a few Arcane Bolts. Going to right click, does get a net off. He might die here to one more right click from the Shadow Fiend. He does fall. And Skywrath Mage out of mana is forced back to base. The Witch Doctor as well just isn't able to do anything here. Of course, going to heal with Voodoo Restoration, but decides to hold on to the mana and just run back home. Meepo continuing to farm up mid, and actually Mirana taking the advantage with last hits. Now 15 last hits, 3 denies. And getting the Blades of Attack. We're probably going to see a phase boot pickup from her. And possibly a Wraith Band as well. Some extra agility. And now the Shackles are ready to go. Jakiro's Ice Path, or Dual Breath rather, has been leveled. And again, staying very aggressive. We might start to see some damage down to the tower. Yes, they are directly damaging the tower. And Jakiro gets out of position. Doesn't want to give away where he's at. Now 4 bottom. Are they going to catch this Viper out of position? Q word is there. He's got 1 level in Corrosive Skin. That's not going to be enough to fend off an entire attack, of course. And we will see how they deal with this here. Just holding his ground, waiting for the perfect opportunity to decide, okay, no, we've been here too long, and they know that we're coming. Okay, here's the clash. Shackles go off on Witch Doctor, and the Dual Breath follows up. Now, the Paralyzing Cast is able to hold the Shadow Shaman in his position and will fall. In the meantime, Voodoo Restoration is able to heal. The Witch Doctor has moved away from his companions, does get the second kill, and it's going to be a 3-0 for Princess, and a 10 is just not dealing quite enough damage to answer this call as well. Falling now, does a 2-for-1 charade, and who was it that killed him? Was it Witch Doctor? Okay, so it was Witch Doctor that got the kill. Invoker now has his phase boots, and this Viper just staying in the lane, soaking up the XP as much as possible. 5 minutes in, he's level 4. Hasn't used his salve yet, but has used his tangos. So he's going to have to he's going to have to be careful what engagements he goes into here. He's not able to just go into any engagement and deal a ton of damage. Looks like a bit of a rotation here coming from Shadow Shaman. Still level 1, but has his shackles ready to go. Jakiro boarding up Roche, and also getting ready for any smokes that may pop up from the Radiant. Doing a good job with his support. And Meepo already taken off level 6 right now in the jungle. Doom continues to get his farm going in top, and has 18 last hits, 0 denies. And one thing I should be doing is I should actually be calling these guys by their names. Ryanoob, not Jakiro. As I'm learning casting, I think all these things are going to be important to figure out as I go along. And mistakes is part of the process, but we're getting better. We're getting there. We're figuring it out. Meepo, who is Lucas, decides to back off. I think that he saw Zeb and Morgana, so he decides just not safe enough. And Mad Dog now, I think he's suspecting that Zeb and Morgana are a little bit close to his position, so decides to back off a little bit. Doesn't want to start any engagement here without the rest of his team. And mid stand-in could get a gank. Now Meepo does have his net up, is able to poof, and Shackle is ready on the Tango. Now, rune control is happening on... Oh, actually, we can just see a Meepo. Lucas die to stand in. And he's really stocking up on these souls. Now he's got 36 souls. So his right clicks are just doing unreal damage already. He's got almost 140 damage in his right clicks. Okay, bottom. Looks like Squee is a little bit out of position with the Viper, and he will be able to get the slow on him. Morgana now getting cold snapped. And Tango trying to shackle, just not successful in getting the damage off and the stuns off just in time for the kills. A little bit out of time. Picks up his Tranquils, so he's valuing the regen so he can stay and be in the XP area, take a few hits. Meepo in the meantime continuing to level up. And Mirana has died. Missed that engagement. Mad Dog continuing to farm top. And level 7 at 8 minutes in has his arcane boots, so he's going to be able to spam his abilities. He has already doomed. And that's what had lined up the Mirana kill. She was not able to leap away and was not able to go invis. Even though she's level 8, just was not enough. Now doesn't want to tank the tower aggro, just decides to back off for a little bit, and will continue tanking the jungle. Shadow Shaman taking a little bit of experience mid. The push continues bottom. Keyword is doing a great job defending this push, and in the meantime, Invoker's just gonna continue on with his Forge Spirits farming. Actually, that's a pretty cool Forge Spirit set. Look at that. Very cool. Squee now getting a little bit out of position from Keyword. Able to get his right clicks and is just going to deal a bunch of damage. But the armor reduction does happen. The ice wall is laid. And let's see if the armor reduction is enough to kill him. Forge Spirits are going to keep... Oh, no. Unfortunately, he falls to the Viper. And Viper just dealing a little bit too much damage to be able to... for him to be able to stand. Now mid. Looks like Stanton might be dying to the Lucas. Noob getting a nice shackle, actually. Tango, rather, getting a nice shackle. Taku trying to do Moonlight Shadow to get Doom out of Shadow Fiend out of there, but was not successful in getting him out in time. Mad Dog continuing to farm up, has chosen to get the Wolf's bonus damage. So he has the 30% bonus damage now, and likely going to hold on to that, at least for quite a while. Very common pickup from Doom players. Shadow Shaman has his Tranquils. And we'll see what he's going for next. Looks like a soul ring. He wants to be able to spam his ability.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And the push top, they will take the top tower.
Dire's
Princess
top
looking good
tower
now.
has fallen.
Definitely helping their vision. Is going to allow Mirana to be a little more sneaky with their arrows and do the ganking that their lineup is set up to do. They want to have that vision. It's very important. Oh, now the Clash bottom. It looks like they're just trying to finish off the tower. Is Viper going to be able to counter anybody? He gets doomed. And Macropyre is laid down. Morgana just taking huge amounts of damage from that Macropyre. Barely able to get out in time. And Voodoo Restoration is laid down, saving him. He has a little bit more mana and a salve going off as well. Mirana doesn't have quite enough mana for an arrow, but she's really trying to work and get this kill. And is she going to be able to get it? Yes, one more right click will do it. And the Doom does fall.
You have learned nothing.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Let's take a look at the graphs. XP right now, Princess is having an XP advantage of 3,000. And gold-wise, they have 5,000 after that last engagement. Dropped a little bit, but still pulling ahead already. 12 minutes into the game. And yeah, doing quite well. Already Ring of Aquila on Viper. And looks like he is going for that mech as well. Does get that mech, so he is going to go for the Corrosive Skin build. And wants to maximize the damage on him so that in team fights, so that he can actually return that damage. Shadow Fiend a little more. Oh, okay, he is able to find the ward and de-ward. Now they might get, okay, here we go. This is what I was talking about. So Death Ward is not up quite yet. And Mystic Flare not up quite yet. They need a tiny bit more XP to have their ultimates, but they're trying to get in position for Mirana. And the burst damage is going to be unbelievable. So they want to find who's most important to kill. And it looks like the Mirana ult will end. Are they going to be tanking a couple of these creeps just to get the experience they need to get their ultimates? No, they're just going to walk into the battle without the ultimates, it looks like. And we might see a paralyzing cask open up against the Meepo. No, he actually just does Voodoo Restoration. Okay, there's a paralyzing cask. And Shakiro, Macropyre, and is trying to land that. Witch Doctor just walks straight into that. And will they get him before he TP's out? No, they don't, unfortunately. Just barely missing it. And isn't quite able to do the damage he was looking to do. Mirana will continue farming in the meantime. And looking very, very strong. As a Midas, I'm not exactly sure what the Midas timing for her was, but I'm pretty sure it was very early. She would have got that before the Ring of Aquila. And likely about 3 or 4 minutes ago. No, 5 or 6 actually. I think she got it much earlier than that. Skywrath Mage now has his Mystic Flare and looking for an opportunity. Is Meeple going to split push this far? And are they going to leap in? Are they going to... Probably actually she's going to look to initiate with an arrow and then leap in, get the extra attack speed, and then finish off with a Star Storm. Okay, so there's the arrow. She's going to leap in now and try to finish off with the Star Storm. Here it is. Are they going to be able to finish it? Okay, she finishes off with the leap and the Star Storm. There it is. They are able to finish off Meepo. Successful gank and good setup. Skywrath now, this is exactly what he's supposed to do. That burst there is going to be perfectly set up by this Mirana, I feel. So as soon as her ult is up, which is right now, they're going to be interested in coordinating for a gank here. Witch Doctor Death Ward is up, and they might start to set up mid here, see if they can get their ultimates to stack. Viper would want to rotate. We might see a zoning TP mid, and he'll tank the damage. He'll be in the front of the fight as soon as the Mirana ult pops, and then we'll see the Death Ward. Oh, are they going to catch him out of position? Jakiro just sitting there. Does have Macropyre up, but I'm not sure if that's going to be able to do what it needs to do against the Shadow Fiend. And the one raise does cause him to fall to Team Princess. Viper now is in the front. We'll see how far he can get. Now they realize that that's exactly that. They realize that that was an ideal situation for Princess. They decide to back off. Now the Mirana arrow, will it land? Just barely missing Invoker. That would have been massive for Team Princess. They are leading 14-5 right now. And they are starting to really take off in XP as well. Almost 7,000 XP advantage, a 5,000 gold lead. And they continue feeling very confident here. They're gonna team up. We might see Mirana's ult any moment. Okay, they're gonna take the tower first. After the tower is taken, we're probably gonna see the Mirana ult, and then the immediate positioning. Viper in front, and the Death Ward followed up with the Skywrath Mage, Mystic Flare. We'll see, but they might not be able to take the tower. Just too many around. Invoker is ready with his Forge Spirit. Okay, they might take the tower. And there's the Mirana out that we were talking about. They're going to finish off the tower. They want the very last moment to be invis with that tower down so that they can be in position. The tower is denied. And here we go, Mystic Flare. Are we going to see it? No, the Doom is laid. See, they had doomed Viper. That was a perfect person to do. That really worked out in their favor. That's exactly what they wanted. Mirana now really trying to land that arrow to engage in these team fighting situations. And here's the Shadow Shaman, just trying to get a little bit of gold. And will the Paralyzing Cast make it? No, not quite able to make it. And is not able to initiate the way he was looking. They're just going to farm these creeps in the meantime. And use their time well. Okay, now the Viper has the Power Treads, the Mech, and the Ring of Aquila. He's really come online at this point. This is exactly where he wants to be. He's got the momentum he's looking for. And the concussive shot does land on the Shadow Shaman. And the Mystic Flare, will they be able to take him? Yes, they do finish it off. And Morgana, ever to live, is able to get the double kill. They will continue pushing. And a very, very rough game turning out to be for Team Tengu.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Forge appears to come out, trying to take care of the push that's imminent, and they decide they'll back off. They use their ultis, and they're going to zone TP bottom. And the Mirana arrow, is it going to connect with the Semipro? No, he barely gets out of the road. And Lucas, just gets hit with the paralyzing cast. Ice Wall tries to prevent any further push. The poof away, still able with that last paralyzing cast, able to finish off Lucas. And he will die, falling to the Princess. Now 17-5, 7,500 XP in favor of Team Princess, and gold 7,500 as well. Mirana now having her Maelstrom. Witch Doctor looking for his ulti scepter, wanting to maximize his damage during team fights. Just has about 1,000 more to spend, and then he's there. Already 18 minutes into game with his Agnum scepter. That's going to be very scary. And we could expect a Yule Scepter from the Skywrath Mage setting up for the Mystic Flare. Just in case an ultimate is down. And he is spotted on his own. Okay, they will easily clear this creep wave. And we might see a tower trade here. Team Tengu trying to take mid, and does have the creep wave with him. Meanwhile, Princess is going to be able to easily focus down this tower. Likely what we're going to see is a tower trade followed by a TP home to make sure that these racks get saved and not falling to Princess. So yes, they will take the tower. Are they going to go for 2 towers? Yes, they might go for 2 towers. Are they going to defend this tower, or are they just going to offensively push? They realize they need to take the towers. Meepo is starting to level up, but not coming online enough. No, they do TP home, and the Forge Spirits do come out. Shadow Shaman has to place his wards to prevent the push, and Mirana's ult is used. They get out of there, and no damage done. They are able to take the tower, force the serpents out, force the serpent wards out, and get out of there without a hitch. Mirana having a vision arrow, but meanwhile they're smoked. They don't know that they were just sitting in base there still. So they try to go back in. The ice wall goes in. They try to sneak in and finish it off, but it actually is not going their way as well. The Doom does fall to Morgana, and the Death Ward as well. Able to do lots of damage to the Meepo, and ends up killing Lucas. Will they be able to take this Rax though? They did lose 3, and just they absolutely are getting slaughtered at this point. The Dire not able to withstand this attack, and the Rax will go down. The ice path is laid, but Mirana now leaping in, able to do so much with the Starfall. And are we going to see this kill? No, they decide it's a little bit too much damage with those tier 4 towers rather. A little too dangerous. Can't quite take it yet, but they will be successful in taking this last Rax. Are we going to see the Blink Doom come out from... No, Doom doesn't have Doom up for another 45 seconds. Besides, it's a little bit too dangerous to engage. And Team Princess backs off. Team Tengen has aggressively warded now, and those wards will wear off. In the meantime, we have sentries on Roshan, but no observer wards. So they're not going to know exactly what's going on. Now all the wards have expired. Almost the sentry wards have almost expired from Tengen and Princess Mid. And they're going to try the Roshan without vision. Where are they going to get the vision from? The Mirana Air now in. And they do connect with the Shadow Shaman. Are we going to see a quick Roche take? The Serpent wards are used. And Shadow Fiend there with Invis, ready to blink in and steal the Aegis when he can. No, he decides to stay out. And Mystic Flare is used. Not enough damage to finish off Meepo. They continue to back off. They do successfully take the Roshan uncontested. But Princess, look at this. Goals advantage right now. 13,000, 22 minutes into the game. 15,000 XP advantage for Team Princess. They are looking in such a good position. I don't know how Team Tengen is going to be able to handle this. They're wanting to take it to the later game. At least the mid game with Invoker coming online. Meepo coming online, who, by the way, is not getting the farm for him to really maximize his role. Mirana, he needs to have the level advantage to really to work well and split push safely. And Mirana is just starting to get out of control with her levels. Shadow Fiend as well, continuing to raise and farm well in the jungle. Level 16, has his BKB, has his Blink. Hanamitis, I mean, how can you deal with this damage during team fights already? It's so much. He just BKBs in, and Doom is able to take out essentially one person who's near the front that deals the most damage. So they have team fights going their way. Now that Jakiro caught out of position, the arrow does connect, and the Mystic Flare does finish it off. Actually, the Mystic Flare wasn't used in that case. No, it's just Concussive Shot and Ancient Seal. Now with 45% increased magic damage, Ancient Seal coming off Skywrath Mage is just, it's unbelievable. And they're going to continue to farm top, probably looking to see if they can catch that Meepo off guard, split pushing. Same thing as before. If Moran is able to open up with an arrow, and then Skywrath Mage, Ancient Sealing, Concussive Shot, and then Morana leaping in and finishing with a 1 right click or 2 right clicks and a Skyfall. But no Meepo, they're just going to go straight for the tier 3 tower top and do their best. Micropyre is laid down. They're definitely trying to slow them down, obviously. Paralyzing Cask, is it going to be launched? The arrow doesn't connect with anything. Blind arrow, but gives a little bit of vision. The meatball is given off from the Invoker and doesn't look like it connects with anybody. Shadow Fiend is right-clicking and raising his way to victory. And looks like the Necronomicon had taken the Morana arrow there. Okay, Concussive Shot. The Doom will fall. And he does have his Aegis popped right now, and they're going to swarm around him and not let him get anywhere. The Starfall, the Ancient Seal, the slows, he's just not going to be able to do anything with all that damage. The Meeple's going to fall as well. We're likely going to see a GG come out pretty soon. Princess just taking off way too far in this game. already taken 1 Rasks, and Tengu is just not able to deal with this damage at this point. Invoker doesn't have the damage to be able to deal with this, and in the one time, you know, that he's able to meatball in a team fight, he's missing 4 of the heroes, possibly 5 of the heroes, and in a team fight that he required. Now the Blink-In was able to finish Mirana off, and that was really important. I don't think they're necessarily going to be able to come back from it still, but the Blink-In was very good. Didn't even have to use his Doom. Well done, Lucas and Maydog. Shadow Fiend farmed his Lincoln Sphere, and oh man, the combination with the BKB and the Lincoln Sphere is just unbelievable. He's going to be able to tank so much during the fight, and if he's focused on, he can just keep on right-clicking. He doesn't have to worry about the damage. And of course, the mana regen is very helpful for him at this time as well. He can just continue raising, basically spamming that now, especially as he continues to farm. Now level 19, we're looking at 29 for Team Princess and 7 for Team Tango. Looking very, very favorable for Princess. XP chart showing almost 20,000 advantage. Dipped a little bit in the last few minutes, but of course not the significant amount that they need to win this game. And 14,000 in favor of Tengu. Will Tengu be able to come back from this? I don't see how they could. But hey, miracles do happen. Comebacks are common. And in this tier, we might see a miracle just get pulled off. And just continuing farming. The Death Ward from the Witch Doctor is up. Viper has his ult. Mystic Flare all ready to go. There hasn't been a team fight in a while. Both teams, actually, all ults are up. And do they see them here? I don't know if they actually see them. The Forge Spirits are popped. This could be potentially a good engagement. Even with the BKB, they're totally out of position. Are they good? Oh, Mirana Air does show the vision, and she suspects, she knows that something's happening there. The blink and the BKB happens, and unfortunately, Requiem of Souls does the majority of the damage. Mystic Flare does miss. Wards do come out, aren't doing enough damage to Shadow Fiend, and almost a team wipe. Very, very easy now to take the top or the mid racks. Look at this. The Witch Doctor did get doomed, but he doesn't even care. Look at this. He just has Voodoo Restoration on, and he's going to push. And the GG well played is called, and it looks like Team Tengu has lost to Team Princess, who will take home the $100 for the tournament. This has been the Semi-Pro Cup Series. I'm Night Vision. You're watching Hard Support. And if you've enjoyed the cast, please follow us on Twitch. twitch.tv/hardsupport. If you're seeing this on YouTube, we're new to casting. We're having a ton of fun doing what we're doing. Please, if there's suggestions that you have for us as casters, send us a Twitch message, and we'll check it out. Thank you very much, and we're going to listen to